Welcome to Epic Tales and Critical Fails, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remastered podcast. Prepare for adventure, terror, and the occasional use of bad language. We're a rules-light podcast. We don't agonize over the rules because, quite frankly, there's a lot of them, and we will get them wrong occasionally, so be kind. We're also using hero points slightly differently. No one gets them at the beginning of a session. Instead, the players accrue them during the game, and they can have a maximum of 3 at any one time. But if the worst happens, they have to spend them all to stay alive.
I'm Laura, and I play Katarra, a sneaky, stealthy sailor, or pirate, depending on your point of view.
I'm Lucy, and I play Bethilde, landlady of the Wandering Barnacle and grandmotherly gnome.
I'm Mike, and I play Bertie Bunce, halfling cleric of Pharasma.
I'm Maddy, and I play Minesh Adon, a tempestuous root leshy of death.
I'm Kyle, I play the vastly knowledgeable and cunningly clever Xander Dante.
And I'm Michael, I'm your GM, and I play everybody else. We left you off stepping through a door in the House of Mirrors deep in the Grizzly Fair after facing a nightmare that was a haunted House of Mirrors. You managed to smash the mirrors, survive, not die, or get sucked into them. However, now as you step through this door into the darkness beyond, you realize you are in the back entrance.
Much to Bertie's delight.
There is a door ahead of you which says exit. There's a door to the right of you which is shut.
Is there a sign on the door?
It says staff only.
Ooh.
Can I go open the exit?
You open the exit and you see the back of the building. However, the building is a lot shorter than you remember it.
Exit was 60 feet to this door, and the building's 120 foot.
I thought it was 60 foot to one door, which then led into this corridor, and then the exit is now at the end of this corridor.
Well, it's about 10 feet for the porch
Yeah.
and 10 feet for the exit, so 70 feet end to end.
A bunch missing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wander out the back door? And
No.
just
check.
Looking out.
Just looking out the back door. There's a few tents behind you.
Prove the point that we could have
There's a
just skipped the
cobbled
whole
path.
mirrors bit.
Well, we couldn't because we couldn't get in this door.
You look at the door, and the door has a seam.
If I hold the door for Bertie, do you want to go like outside and just make sure that this is actually right?
Can we send the snail?
We send the rotten snail through.
The snail goes sliding out the door with Bethilde on its back.
No, I don't think so. Beauregard, did you listen to him? Come here, darling.
Well, I'm looking at.
Oh, I go out.
Bertie goes out. You walk 50 feet down this cobbled path, turn around, and you realize the back of the building is right behind you. However, you can't see Xander. You walk back towards the building, up the steps, and through, and just push through the door. And you realize that it was an illusion. Somebody had set an illusion to trick anybody who was attempting to come through the back door into believing that they only had one choice. And you now realize that looking at the floor, that there are definitely some footprints left where there are no cobbles, where the paths are incomplete, that look suspiciously like the ones you keep finding. Smooth and narrow. Not something that you would get from a boot.
Oh.
And I listen at the staff-only door.
Yes, roll a perception check.
Like metal automata feet.
Yeah, melty feet.
They look like the feet of the automata that you destroyed.
25.
25. There is no sound coming from beyond that door.
Okay, can I check if it's trapped?
With the same roll, yes. It doesn't appear to be trapped.
Is it locked?
No, it's not locked.
Shall we?
Let's go.
You open the door,
Onwards.
and you see rectangular crates stacked against the north wall of the room, which have partially collapsed. The wood's old and crumbling where it has dry rot. Shards of mirrored glass are strewn among the remains of several toppled crates. It looks like a storeroom.
Is there anything of note inside the storeroom?
Perception check.
Yep.
Yeah, any footprints or anything?
Perception check.
That's 11.
11. You don't see anything, just the smashed glass.
18.
18. You see that the last of the boxes creates almost an L shape in the room, which you can walk behind.
Okay, so I walk behind it.
You step behind it, and there is a trapdoor.
Looks like there's a trapdoor.
Ooh, a basement.
There's never anything good in a basement.
No.
Beauregard!
You're going first in the basement, Snail.
Well, let's check if the trapdoor is actually trapped and
Okay, roll a perception check.
Ooh, probably 13.
It's not trapped.
Okay, is it
And
locked?
it's not locked.
Okay. Tuppence, you're stronger.
All right. He lifts it easily. It creaks and opens and it smacks back against the wall with a clout. But
Can we see anything?
you look down into it. It's dark, but there is a flicker of a lantern at the bottom of a ladder that goes down about 30 feet down. It's a rusted old iron ladder.
Sturdy enough to walk on, though, right?
It looks sturdy enough to walk on.
Okay.
Go on then, Tuppence. You're our point man or whatever it is they say.
All right. I'm the tip of the kobold. And he
Oh, yes.
clambers down the ladder. Do you all
Go
follow?
on, Kobolds, dip.
Yeah, I'll follow.
When he gets to the bottom, can I shout to see if he sees anything?
I see a load of crates and barrels and a lantern.
Don't follow the light.
Well, there's only one way out of this room, so I'm going to have to follow the light.
Light the light.
Okay, I'll make my way down as well.
Okay. At the bottom of the rusted iron ladder is a small room crammed with old barrels and crates. A lantern glows softly atop one of those crates, illuminating the room's only exit.
Should we have left
Can
someone
I-
at the top?
Can I recall knowledge to see if there'd be any legitimate reason to have a basement under a fun house?
Go for it.
I was going to say I would be the last.
It'd be crafting or society.
I was going to be the last to descend, but I was going to tie a rope round the trapdoor to leave it open so that it can't shut on us.
There's nothing to tie it to unless you want to secure it to a crate.
Yeah, I'll secure it to something.
Okay, so you prise open one of the crates and manage to secure the rope in the lid.
Yeah.
However, because it's leaning against the wall, it's not going to make any difference unless it tries to shut.
Oh, should
What you
someone
need to
just
do-
stay at the top?
No, what you need
So
to
it
do is
can't
you
be
need to get
shut.
like a brush or a broom or something that's a pole that's longer than the hole, and then tie the rope in the middle. Because then when you put it over, it'll it's like in a T. So you got like the hole over the hole with the rope going down, and then if you try and shut it, it'll also stop the door from shutting.
All right, yeah.
then when
Okay,
the-
so you make a convoluted anti-shutting device.
And then
Yeah.
when the mouse eats
And it's
the
also
cheese,
got a
you
rope
catch
on
the
it, and it
mouse.
like holds the rope.
Okay. So you then get to the bottom of... You're all at the bottom of this ladder, and it is a storeroom. And you rolled a
17.
17. You think storage, basically. I mean, they had to keep the spare mirrors somewhere, and they probably built the basement to store other things for the remainder of the fun fair.
Okay.
It's one of the larger buildings, and it would make sense from it's weatherproof. So maybe having a storeroom underneath it and storage underneath it would make sense.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Can we make out any writing or anything on the barrels and the crates?
No, everything's too faded.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and like jimmy open one of the crates and see what's in it.
Roll an athletics check.
Acrobatics,
Athletics.
athletics. That'd be 7.
7. You try to jimmy open one of the crates, but instead what happens is the side of the crate breaks, and spilling out comes Hessian sacks. And you pick one of them up and shake it. It's full of screws.
Looks like we've been screwed here, guys.
You open them up, tip them into your palm. They're all rusted. They've probably been down here for 15 years or something.
That's not very interesting. But let's get out of here. This is just boring.
It looks like
Jeez.
building materials left over from the construction of the funhouse.
Can we hear anything?
It's not very fun. This fun house.
It hasn't been very fun so far. It's been quite deadly. You can't hear anything, no.
Can we see any footprint? Any of the automata? What we think are automata footprints,
You don't see any down here, no. It's a stone floor. So
or
there's
like
nothing
anybody else that's not us?
Doesn't seem to be.
No blood or nothing? No.
Roll a perception check.
15?
15. You notice one of the crates has some blood smeared on it, and you start looking, and you realise that somebody's been turning the crates around to hide the blood.
Okay, lovely. In which case, the one that's got blood on it, can I also try to open that and see what's inside?
You open that, and what's inside, you kind of crack it open quite easily. Inside looks like hammers, chisels, building, just tools.
Tools.
Yeah. It's like somebody's something's gone past that's bloody,
Right, okay.
whacked to the side of the crate, left a smear, and they've turned it around so that it doesn't look like anybody's been through here recently.
Well, I'll show everyone the blood stains, and I'll show that conclusion of where they've come from. The door that's in the corner.
It's just an opening.
It's just an opening.
There's no door. It's just an opening.
Can we go
Can
through
you see anything through it? Just
There seems to be a lantern in the adjacent room, but other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything that you can see through the doorway as you look into it.
If I hold my staff a certain way, and put the lantern that's in the room we've first entered, can I put the lantern on top of my staff to hang it so I could walk through and still have a hand free?
Yes, it would take some balancing, but once you get it right where you need to hold it, you could probably do that. Yeah, it'd take a bit of experimentation, but and then you walk through the opening.
Let's walk through.
Okay, so you walk into a room where a single lantern casts a soft lambent glow over an otherwise empty space. Motes of dust drift lazily in the light. There's a single door leading west.
Okay. Any locks? Any keyholes?
There's definitely a keyhole. You have no idea if it's locked.
Can I figure out if it's trapped?
Roll a perception check.
Natural one.
You have no idea what. You're completely convinced, actually, that it's not trapped.
It's not trapped. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shout. Found another door. Just open it.
You open the door. Roll me a reflex saving throw.
It was trapped.
Yeah. 24.
24. Okay. You succeeded. So instead of 25 points of electricity damage, you're going to take 12. As you touch the door and open the door, and a rune sparks to life on the handle, and you just get this that goes straight through you as you get hit by an electric lock.
Everyone in the other room hears me that scream as this thing shoots me back from the door.
We go and check out.
Yeah, what trouble Xander's got himself into.
Yeah.
You walk in the room and you
Beauregard.
see Xander looking a little bit crispier than he was a minute ago. He's some steam, wisps of steam coming off. You, however, cracked the door and you've been hit by a stench, coppery, thick stench.
Oh, like blood.
Yeah. I'm going to pick myself up, dust myself off, straighten my hair, and I'll use my jacket to cover my nose so I don't have to deal with the stench as much.
Can I check if the trap's been disarmed? Or?
Roll a perception check.
I'm going to sort of, because I can smell the blood, I'm going to hunker down to Beauregard and we're going to try and stealth as well.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
That was a nat 20 for
Nat 20.
27.
The rune definitely is a once use only.
Oh, that was a waste of a nat 20.
Yeah. It seemed to be a simple trap that was designed for the first person who tried to open the door without knowing how to do so without triggering it.
So you get really excited for it, and I was like, I feel really bad because I know this is a one-time thing.
You are completely confident that trap is not going to work again.
So that's an 8 for Bethilde and a 12 for Beauregard.
The pair of you slither up to the door. Are you just going to creep through it?
Yeah.
You creep through it. The stench of blood is thick in the air in the adjacent room, and you hear the slow drip of liquid upon stone echoing from amongst the shadows. In the center of an otherwise empty room looms the inert hulk of some kind of automata, almost as if it was just slumped on the floor, arms folded in front of it, just resting. But it doesn't move.
So yeah, I like instantly freeze after the last time and slowly back away.
You start slowly backing towards the door. What are the rest of you doing?
And I'll turn them and I'll whisper to them like, "There's something bad in here."
Something bad in this entire place.
Does anyone have any lights so we can see what we're dealing with?
Yeah, I've still got my torch.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if it's moving or it's anything, any sense that this thing is going
Go
to move?
for it.
So in this room, there's just this one automaton.
One big thing in the middle of it. Yeah.
Nothing else in the room.
Doesn't seem to be anything else.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see two cloaks hanging from nails on the wall on the west and south walls of the room.
Some creepy cloaks in here. I'm getting a very bad vibe.
Is it the same vibe as what we felt or came across in the mirrored room?
No, you don't get the set. You're not sensing
Horns
a
or
haunt or
Okay,
anything.
okay.
It just seems there's just these 2 cloaks on the wall and an automator on the floor.
Is he saying echo automator or is he saying...
No, it seems to be a normal automator from the look of it. As you walk through with the lantern, it just hits metal.
And is it say it was in the center of the room or
Yes,
more at the back?
dead center of the room.
If I follow the walls around, can I look around the front to see get a good idea of what this thing is used for or what it is?
Yeah, as you wander around, roll a perception check. What are the rest of you doing?
Can Minesh roll a perception to see if it has a crystal in it, like the same ones that were on those smaller automatons?
On the
Go for it.
spiders, yeah.
Yep.
8.
I mean, it's a fairly chunky thing. It looks like it has some kind of furnace in its chest, as if it was operated by a coal fire or something.
Is the
And
furnace on?
The furnace is inert. No, it's inert. It's cold.
Okay. So I can gather that this isn't going to turn on.
It doesn't appear to be, no.
Okay.
I'm going to, as Tuppence, what's Tuppence doing? Is he
Tuppence is kind of wandered in with Katarra, and
so
he's
as,
kind of...
as he walks into the room, and I'm like Bethilde and Beauregard are just like backing away from the scary things. She's just going to sort of like tap him on the shoulder as she goes past and say, "This one's on you, spicy lizard," and I'm going to give him guidance.
Oh, I'm amazed. Should I hit it?
I think you should be ready to hit anything that's causing trouble.
Right.
How big did you say it was again? Sorry.
It's large.
a
It's a
hulk.
large creature.
Okay. Tuppence, please don't. Please.
Right.
I'm looking around for if there's anyone else potentially in this room, the owners of those cloaks.
Roll perception.
Minesh rolled for the crystal.
21.
Don't see any crystals.
Can I look at the ceiling, see if there's anything on the ceiling?
Doesn't seem to be anything on the ceiling. It's only 10 foot high.
23?
23. You don't see anybody else in the room. There's just the 2 cloaks and the single automata in the middle.
Can I investigate the cloaks?
Go for it.
Are there any like pebbles or stones on the floor?
No.
When Minesh is looking for the crystal, can Minesh see if there is any other gears or the similar gears that she took out from the beer automata that stopped it from working?
You can, yes. It would involve getting closer to it.
I don't think we should get close to it.
I can get within 10 feet of it. Okay,
Okay.
15 feet.
So, Xander, you walked over to check out these cloaks.
8.
8. They look a bit ragged.
Look a bit
And
ragged.
they look a bit ragged, and it seems like almost like they've got a collar with fur attached to it, like long trailing fur, like the tail of an animal or something. And as you're kind of looking at them and trying to work out what they are, one of them leaps off the wall and goes, "Ah!" as it just envelops you. And I need you all to roll for initiative.
Knew it was coming. That's a bit better.
Why did I choose that one?
24.
17 for Bethilde and Beauregard.
15 for Xander.
13 for Minesh.
The fact there's
I
a
said
mini.
15 feet.
Those aren't cloaks.
That's no cloak.
You said that the cloaks were on what wall again? Sorry. South and west.
I was just at the door looking in.
Yeah, I'm literally like right backed up against the door, against a wall, right at the back.
Tuppence had wandered in, hadn't he?
Yeah, Tuppence and I were in the room. We can get in there.
I didn't realise the room was that small, to be fair.
Like he
For our
could hit.
listening audience, photos will be on the Instagram.
It is a small room.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
initiatives. Katarra,
24.
24. Bertie,
13.
30.
Teen.
13, okay. Bethilde,
17.
Minesh,
13.
Xander,
15.
15.
Will be helpful.
Okay. First up is actually the 2 cloaks, one of which is currently attacking Xander. First of all, it's going to claw you. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Fails.
Aggressively annoyed by that, it's then going to attempt to enshroud you. It is going to make an athletics check, which is only going to be a 15, so it's not going to succeed on that. And then finally it tries to bite you, and that's rubbish, and it gives up for this go. The second one is going to swoop straight towards the nearest person. Who is the closest to that particular thing on our map?
Was Ulti in the room with us? Or?
Ulti is in the room with you, yes.
In which case it'd be either Ulti or Bethilde.
It goes towards Bethilde because
But
Bethilde's
I'm like
been in the
right
room.
at the back of the room. I was backing
You
away.
have no idea how small this room is.
I know, but I was like backing back towards the door. So
Okay.
I'm like,
15 feet between the and the door.
No. So 19 to hit Bethilde. Okay, so that's going to be a grand total of 10 points of slashing damage. It attempts to grab you, which is going to be a 17 against your reflex DC, which is your reflex saving throw plus 10.
that was a nat 20.
No, just give me the number.
Oh,
Yeah, but it was a nat 20. That was nice.
thanks. A star for effort. So what?
Yeah.
What
That's
did you
nice,
ask me
sweetie.
again?
Reflex saving throw plus 10. So your modifier plus 10.
14. then.
14. So it does grab you. It's then going to attempt to enshroud you. So natural 1 doesn't do that. It's going to attempt it again. Natural 1 doesn't do that. That's their go. Katarra, it's your go. Two cloaks can come alive, and there's an automata in the middle of the room.
Am I still enfeebled?
No.
Okay, that's good.
Your
then.
enfeebled conditions ended a minute after you left the Hall of Mirrors.
And to make sure. Sorry, just trying to get rid of it. Won't go off my sheet. Is the automata doing anything, or is it just the cloaks doing?
The automata hasn't moved yet.
Okay. In which case, I'll go towards the one that's been attacking Xander,
Okay.
and I will attempt
Thank
to
you.
twin feint that one.
All right.
So the first one is 16 plus 9, which is 25.
Hits.
And the second one is 16 minus 5, isn't it? Or is it
So
minus
11.
4?
So are you attacking with your rapier or your star knife?
The star knife is normally the second
So
one.
it'll be 12.
Yeah.
Is that the maximum? Is that the whole thing?
Yeah,
All right. So that misses.
but the first one hits.
First one hits.
So that's only 4 points of damage.
Okay, so it takes 4 points of damage as you pierce through what this thing is, whatever it is, this hair that's flowing off its collar. That is your go.
Yeah.
It is now the automata's go, as the automata just and just its furnace flares into life, just as you feared, and it rises to the full height of the room and actually has to hunch as these massive saw blades come around. As you realise it's probably for cutting trees down.
I mean,
Nowhere
Xander
near
doesn't-
trees.
I was going to say Xander doesn't see this.
What you do
Yeah.
notice,
Did you say it's lit? Is it lit now?
it's lit now. What you do notice is that it has pipes all the way over it that are pumping something red. The first thing it's going to do is a move called lumbar puncture. Because it's going to make 2 attacks with its saw blades and 1 with its claws. And guess what? It has reach.
Doesn't need it. Look where it is.
Katarra and Xander, you're right in front of it.
Man.
First attack is against Xander, 22 to hit.
Yep, hits. Ouch.
Second attack is against Katarra. That is going to be dirty 20 to hit
With the map,
with the map.
that hits.
Third attack, Katarra again. And this time it's going to be an 8.
8 misses.
So, first off, Xander, you're going to take 11 points bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And it's going to roll an athletics check to attempt to grab you.
I'm already down, so yes. it grabbed
Yes,
me.
it's grabbed you then. It rolled a 26, so it grabs you, and then it's going to hold on to you.
Is the shroud still on me?
No, it never managed to envelop you.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
No, it came to get me instead.
No, the
there's
second one
2.
came to get you.
Oh.
Then the second attack was against you, wasn't it, Katarra?
Yeah.
And it was with the saw blade. The saw blade does 13 points of slashing damage, and you then feel your skin being torn open and you're going to take 1d4 persistent bleed on the end of your turn. The creature then spins around and is going to do one more attack against Bertie. That's going to be a 17.
17 hits.
17 hits. Okay, so that's with the saw blade. That's 12 points of slashing damage, and you're going to take some persistent bleed. That is the creature's turn. Xander, you've moved in the initiative order.
Yep.
Bethilde, it's your go. This thing tried to whelm you and just choke you.
It's the automata. Can I see like the grill bit, where the flames are?
Yeah, it's red hot.
I can either do something that I need to fight this big bad guy who's going to kill everybody. But then if I do that, then I will probably die from the cape. Which is what happened
Looking
last
at
time.
the cape, it looks less like a cape and more like the skin of something.
Okay, well, nothing if not a team player. I, seeing that these things, like, I'm like, bleh, when I get attacked by the cape. But I can see that this automaton is like a big guy and he's going to be a real problem for all of us. So I sort of cast my hands out, specifically pointing at the bit where the fire is, and a jet of pressurized water spews out from my hands. Ranged attack roll.
Ooh.
16.
Misses.
But I'm really close, though.
You fire off. It hits the furnace and just goes as the heat of the furnace turns into steam.
So it's just a fail, isn't it?
Yeah, basically.
That sucks. So at which point I am then going to turn to the cape thing and like I hiss at it and I have this like really menacing face. You know the bit in Lord of the Rings where Frodo like goes to give the ring to Bilbo. He's like, "Can I see my old ring again?" And then he like takes it away and he goes like
Yep.
that. It's just like that.
Okay.
And the cape thing suddenly feels like, oh, death is coming for me, and it has to make a will save.
26.
That's okay.
That's your hex, isn't it?
If it fails, so yes, I've hexed it.
Yeah, so the great thing about that is that it doesn't use any resources, so you can keep doing it.
Yeah, so it just doesn't do anything. But at the same time, Beauregard, is there any creature within 15 feet which is less than half of its maximum hit points?
Xander has less than half of his maximum hit points.
That's not Xander.
I
Any
am.
of the bad guys?
Heard.
Are any of the bad guys?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to work out whether Beauregard would be like leechy enough to take it from one of the allies.
The way I read it is that he is literally one creature within 15 feet of your familiar with less than half of its maximum hit points.
Yeah.
So it doesn't specify
It's an
who.
enemy.
Okay.
It says creature.
So, should I roll for who it is? Odds and evens?
Yeah, you've got two.
Odd, even.
Why are you the way that you are?
Xander's like lying on the floor, and then
You said
and
as a
then for
quote
minute you
that there's
sort
an intelligence to this snail.
And
This
then-
thing's a moron.
No, and then you sort of like look at Beauregard.
I'm down.
Conscious.
Okay, you think in your unconscious state of Beauregard.
I'm gonna
and
go
you
to dying
and
too.
then you remember how like disgusting he is,
Roll
and,
a
you,
fortitude
and like
save.
you're really sick.
Roll a fortitude save.
It's
His energy is attempting to leech out of other people.
oh my god. Yeah. It's, 8.
I'm going to
8.
miss
You're sickened
Katarra.
1.
You are second one.
Yeah.
Sick of this snail. How about that?
Literally, if you're below half hit points and Bethilde casts or sustains a hex, Beauregard will attempt to extract some of your vitality by making you sickened.
What's the footage on
So,
that?
um, so
15 feet.
So,
Right, so stay away from the snail.
so-
I know, but this room
Beauregard-
is
However, the only
I
person who
know.
knows that is unconscious.
So you just see sort of like you see an unconscious Xander look slightly greener, and then and sort of Beauregard does a really gross little like shake shimmy thing, like he's like really
Beauregard
enjoying
looks
it.
a little bit healthier now. Is that your go, Bethilde?
That's everything I can do.
Okay, so I didn't prepare it. So I always use it, and it just became a staple. Right, so
So you changed it up.
So I changed it because otherwise I'll just keep using it. I'd like to cast Timber,
Yep.
and it's a 15-foot line, but I want to try and get everyone in. So like the two cloaks and the automaton. Do you think it's possible?
No, not with the you could get one cloak, one and the automata, but you can't get both because of the way they're situated.
Okay, I'll get one cloak and one
Okay.
automaton. Can I do it without moving, or do I need to move?
Yes, you could do it without moving.
Okay.
The automata rolls 22. The cloak rolls a 13.
Okay, so the cloak takes 4 points of bludgeoning damage, and then the automata takes 2. And then I've got a final action. Can I cast guidance on Tuppence?
Yep, you can. So that's Minesh's go. Bertie, it's your go.
A free action heal.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Hmm?
Okay.
No?
No, if you want to do it, do it.
5 healing.
to everyone.
Yeah.
Both of the cloaks get fortitude saves. 9 and a 17. Both fail. Both take 5 points of damage.
Yay!
The action heal, that's an area of effects. I've now woken up.
Yes.
You've now
Well
got
done.
5 points of healing.
Yeah.
And you feel a bit sick.
Yep.
But you don't
Is
know
it
why.
free? Okay, I was going to say, can I blame and
There's
hit
a
the
taste of
snail?
like slime in your mouth. You're not sure what it is.
What happened to you?
So the taste is like,
like
the
garlic.
smell of the snail.
You do
What you
notice.
taste
my
is the smell
God.
of Beauregard.
You do notice. One of the things you do notice as Bertie casts the 3-action heal, the damage done to the automata by Timber heals.
Yeah.
This automata isn't natural. A normal machine doesn't receive healing.
You said before about how you can see the pipes with what's going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Did I see that as well? Or was I knocked out before?
No, you saw it before it hit. You saw it at the beginning as it got up.
Okay, brilliant.
Because it sliced you and you went down because it attacked you.
Yeah, okay.
However, it's still holding you.
Yeah, boy.
It's Ulti's go. Ulti is going to... What spells you got, girl? She's going to cast Tortuous Trauma on this thing. It rolls a fortitude save
On the automata. Or
on the automaton. Yeah, that's a 27, so it's going to take half damage, which is only going to be 7 points. So no, it's 5 points damage, half, so 2 points damage. And then she is going to move over to closer to where Katarra, Tuppence are and get behind the tank. At which point it's Tuppence's go. Tuppence is going to run forward into the face of this automaton and attack with his +1.
He's still got guidance.
He's got guidance. And he uses his +1 on his first attack. He has a crazy attack modifier. What is it now? Tuppence.
Hot. Many.
+11 with his short sword. So that's going to be a +12. That is going to be a 30. 31. 31 to hit. There we go. A 31 to hit is a critical hit. And he's going to do 7 points of damage, doubled to 14. However, it doesn't all go through. So he's definitely done some damage, but not as much as you were hoping. He then attacks again. Natural 20. So he would still hit even with the map. Going to be a further 8 points of damage. Again, not all of it goes through. No, 16 points of damage. Not all of it goes through. So Tuppence is still hacking away at this thing. As he does, there's a spurt of a red liquid that comes out of its armor plating that looks suspiciously like the same thing that comes out of you guys. That's the end of his turn. It's now the cloak's turn. One cloak is going to attack Katarra. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, so you take 5 points of damage, 5 points of slashing damage, and it attempts to grab you. It's a 21 to grab you against your reflex DC.
Yep.
All right. And then it's going to attempt to enshroud you. I need you to make a fortitude saving throw. Actually, no, sorry. What's your fortitude DC? I make the check.
15.
That sucks. That's a 9. So it's not going to enshroud you. It's then going to attempt to bite you instead. That sucks even more. That's it to go over. The other one is going to turn around and head for Bertie, as it hurt. 23 to hit with the first attack. 6 points damage. It attempts to grab you. 25 to grab you.
Yep, works.
Okay, and then it attempts to surround you. Natural 20. So that would be a 25 overall to against your fortitude DC.
17.
Okay, so it now does... on a success,
15.
You are restrained until you escape, and the creature can be controlled as described in an ability I have on here. At the start of each of its turns, I can constrict you, and you can attempt to break free on your turn. You may start to have trouble breathing after a while. However, I can control your body, and it's going to make you walk towards the automata.
Cool.
So you walk close to the automata in a straight line. Now that it's done that, it's Katarra's turn.
Okay, so I am going to go up to the automata and try and twin feint it.
Do you want to try? Have you've got the movement to get round it to get into a flanking position to save yourself the hassle? Because you could tumble through it as part of your movement.
All right, I'll tumble through then and do that.
Okay, so you're going to tumble through and put yourself in a flanking position with tuppence.
Yeah, so am I
Okay.
just doing a regular attack then?
So tumble through. You've got to roll an acrobatics check.
14.
That's enough.
All right, okay.
You tumble through, skid through underneath it. It tries to slam its fists into you, but it doesn't manage to do it. You're now in a flanking position with tuppence. Do you want to do anything else?
Can I do a regular attack?
Yeah, go for it.
That's only a 17.
17 misses.
I'll try a follow-up attack.
Okay. No, sorry. It's off guard. 17 hits.
So 6 points damage for the first one.
Plus your sneak attack. It's off guard.
3 points of sneak attack.
So, 9 points damage.
And then second attack is 24 minus 4, is it?
So a dirty 20 hits.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you think your precision attack was more effective.
That's only 2 points of damage, but I don't get another sneak attack.
You get your sneak attack.
That's another 3 points of damage.
So that takes us to Xander's go.
Yeah,
As you watch Katarra just stabbing between this plates of this creature, you hear it go almost as if it's in pain.
Okay. So I've seen what can I assume is blood-filled tubes.
Yes.
Seen the furnace which lit up when it first started living, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So can I assume that it will take damage if we manage to get water on the flames, and also that
Well, you've seen Bethilde try and get water on the flames. It didn't really work.
Okay, so that won't work. In which case, if we cut the tubes and it bleeds out, will that do more damage?
It's potential. Oh, by the way, Katarra, roll a flat check. Speaking of bleeding.
What was it, fortitude?
No, a flat check.
15.
You're no longer bleeding, but you take a further 2 points damage. Bertie, roll a flat check.
16.
You're no longer bleeding, but you take a further 2 points of damage.
Okay. First action, I'm going to recall knowledge, see if I can figure out what this thing's going to be weak to.
Okay. Crafting, perhaps? Or Arcana, something like that?
I'll go... going to go for Arcana.
Okay.
Actually, no, crafting.
Go for it.
Yeah. There's... 21.
21. I mean, you think this is some kind of amalgamation of metal and flesh. There's definitely some kind of blood vessels and tubing which is feeding blood around inside of it, or at least something that's analogous to it. You're not sure how effective cutting the tubes would be, but generally from the way Katarra's attacks are landing, you think it's weak if you can attack it on the inside of that shell. If you can get between the plates, that renders it vulnerable. You also think, like any automata, it conducts.
Okay.
Does
With
that mean
that
it's
in-
resistant to fire?
You don't know about fire.
But it's definitely going to be that the electric's going to do more damage to it.
You are still held in its grasp.
And this time the arms are also made of metal.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to go for instead a telekinetic projectile to try and get something in between the kind of
Okay.
cogs and
Go
mechanisms.
for
it. 21 again.
21 hits.
2d6.
So a piece of something flies up, probably pulled from the other end of the room, and just shot into the creature between the plates.
Yep, 5 points of damage.
Okay, 5 points of damage, and that's recall knowledge and the telekinetic projectile. That's the end of your go.
Yep.
So now the creatures go. The automata is going to move you around, held in its hand, and hold you in front of the furnace. I need a fortitude save as it opens the furnace grill. And
Ooh, it's only a 10. It's 10?
10. That is
No,
a
wait, no.
regular fail.
It's a 9, actually, because
9.
I'm down a bit.
Still a regular fail, fortunately.
Okay.
That is 6 points of fire damage.
I am down again.
It then is going to swing around and do lumbar puncture again. So it's going to attack Tuppence to begin with. With a natural 2, it's not going to hit. Then it's going for Katarra. This time, it's a 24.
Hits.
You're going to take 9 points of slashing damage, and it's going to flens you again, so you're going to take persistent bleed again. And then finally it attacks Tuppence, and that's going to be an 19, which misses. Tuppence pulls up his shield, and it bangs off the shield. That's the automata's go. Bethilde, it's your go. Xander is down. This thing is breathing fire, and there's still 2 cloaks in the offing.
No, Xander's conscious.
No, he's down
Oh,
again.
he's down
Yeah, I'm
again.
down.
Oh. Are you on dying 3 then?
Dying 2.
I do.
So I'm going to turn to the automata and I sort of look at it and I make and I sort of hiss at it, and then I sort of go hiss, and my face gets all sort of wrinkled and gnarled and twisted, and I'm like, does your creator know what you're doing here, you naughty boy? And
Will save?
it is a will save.
9.
That is that
18.
18? So is that
It's fail.
there's a normal fail, isn't it?
Yep, normal fail.
It is frightened 2.
Woohoo. The creature is now frightened too.
As it thinks about how terrible is that its creator would rather it was supposed to be cutting trees instead of doing naughty things.
Did you
trying to
notice
kill
that the
people.
saw blades begin to quiver slightly?
It's like, oh no, what am I doing? And then I turn, and then after scaring that, I turn to the nearest cloak, and point and laugh, and I go,
Bertie, do you still have minus 50% of your hit points?
Yes.
That was your hex, wasn't it?
No, I did fear.
Oh, you
I
did
cast fear.
Oh, that's 2 actions. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go to the nearest cloak and be like, "You're next."
We'll save for the cloak.
Yeah.
How will is this cloak? 23.
Not bothered. It's a cloak,
Yeah.
so
it's
it's like whatever. But when you see this Bertie, actually no. Is there anything else that's half? Or is it just Bertie?
how badly over half are you, Bertie?
Oh,
I've
I'm well below
Yeah,
half.
I've only got 2 hit points left.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll tell you who it is.
I've got more than 2.
And obviously Xander's down as well.
No. It says no. It's a target. Scrounger's Glee is a target.
Mhm.
It's the other one that's the. It's
Oh, right, you're
Beauregard
doing
effect. I'm doing Scrounger's Glee.
Yes, but Scrounger's Glee triggers Beauregard's ability because it's your hex. The automata is what gets drawn from. The automata is now second one as well.
The automata is second one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like, it sort of shivers, thinks about how scary this
At
little,
least it
this
would
little
be
old gnome is.
if it wasn't immune to being sickened.
Yeah.
However, it did target
and then it's sort of
the
like,
automata.
and then it feels sick, and then it remembers it's an automaton and it can't feel sick.
Yeah. However, you avoided affecting your allies.
Now,
So,
I would imagine that if, oh no, well, I suppose so. Because Beauregard is independent,
he could move or do something, yes.
he is probably going to try and start inching away from trouble.
Okay.
So I will
Back towards the door.
get back through the door if I can.
Okay. So you move back towards the door with Beauregard.
Hmm?
And then it is Minesh's go.
Okay. Minesh is going to cast Timber again in a straight line to get the cloak and automaton.
Yep. The automata rolls a 16. And the cloak sucks. It rolls a 14.
Okay, so they both fail, so they both take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And then third action, guidance on tuppence.
The automata's
you can't
looking rough.
cast guidance more than once, can you?
No,
Same
it needs
person?
Not
once
the same
per hour.
person.
Once per hour.
Yeah.
Well, at all, or different
Yeah, it's just once per
person.
hour. So you can cast it on somebody else.
Yeah,
You
okay.
just can't use it on him again.
Yeah, so it's not like you can not cast it at all. You just
No,
can't
it's
use it
just
on the
once
same
per
person.
hour per
Cast it
person.
on
Yeah.
Katarra.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're unconscious.
Yeah, really need the guidance.
It doesn't
Okay.
work for recovery checks.
Oh,
So-
actually, never mind.
Bertie.
So I'm wrapped up.
Yep.
Can I still cast the spells?
You can try to escape, so you can.
Oh.
Well, you're
So-
restrained, so it would be a DC 11 flat check if you want to cast a spell.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll just do that.
All right. So you need to roll a D20 and be 11
What-
or higher. Otherwise, you can't manipulate your fingers.
11.
11. You have successfully wiggled your hand out of this cloak, and now now you're stuck in it. It smells like dirty, stinking skin.
Ugh.
Reaction heal.
Go for it.
Only 4.
4 points. Both cloaks get a... that's a 17. That fails. However, the second one succeeds with a 25. So one of them takes 2 points of damage.
One takes
Or one of them takes 4. Right. That's Bertie's go. It's Ulti's go. Ulti turns around and is going to... She's had enough of these cloaks and is going to Divine Lance the cloak. Natural 1 misses. She then is going to use her last action to move into a flanking position with Tuppence or Katarra, whoever is the most opportune person to move into a flanking with. And that's her go. It's now Tuppence's go. Tuppence is in flanking with you, right, Katarra?
Yes.
So he's going to swing. That's 24. That hits.
It's also frightened too.
Yes, which would mean it's off guard. Yeah, it's 25 would be the crit. That's going to be 6 points of damage, but not all of it goes through. And then he's going to roll again, this time with his shield, misses, and then he's going to raise his shield as his third action. So, it is the cloak's turn. One of them is attacking Katarra. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
It's
That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
and I'm down.
It grabs you. No, it doesn't, because it's going to roll a 2. So it doesn't. It misses you with the grab, and then immediately goes for the person adjacent to you. Who is that?
Probably would have been ulti.
So it goes for ulti, and it rolls a 24, so it hits.
On the board is actually Minesh.
Oh, it's Minesh. So it goes for Minesh. It hits Minesh with a 24. That's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. It attempts to grab you. That's a 26. And it kind of suddenly tries to put itself over you. However, you're not exactly in the convenient shape, so it's struggling. However, it does have you enshrouded. So, that one's go. The other one goes for Bertie. Natural 3. Tries again. 23 as it tries to bite you.
That hits.
It's going to be 5 points of piercing damage.
Katarra moves in the initiative order.
Yes,
as
Katarra
well.
moves the initiative. And it moved. So that's its go. No, it didn't move. It was right next to Bertie to begin with. Natural 1. Misses. So, Katarra moves in the initiative order. That was their go. Xander, it's your go.
Okay, just woken up again. Don't want to go unconscious again. I'm going to reach into my bag, pull out my last healing potion, drink that.
Okay, so
that's 2 actions.
interact, drink, and that's 1 die. Is that the elixir or the healing potion?
I will go just for the healing potion.
Okay, that's 1 die 8 then.
8.
Unless it's a lesser, in which case it's 2.
No, it's
Minor.
It's minor.
Yeah, so it's 1d8.
1d8. That's 2 points of healing. So
Okay.
brilliant. And then I've got one last action. I think.
You are still held in its grasp.
Can I try to push the things, push like the hand off so it will let me go?
Yeah. Roll an athletics check.
Cox, that's a 9.
9. No, you can't get out.
Yep.
That's
also-
3 actions.
Yep.
It's now the automator's go. The automata swings towards the retreating Beauregard and Bethilde, seeming to fixate on the fact that you're retreating. Moves forward, spends 1 action, and then does its 3 action. Its 3 attacks with its lumbar puncture.
Does
First one.
Does Tuppence not have reactive strike?
Yes, he does, but it hasn't moved out of his threatened. It's moved out of a threatened square. Yeah, that's true. So the first one for the lumbar puncture is going to miss with a natural 3. So is your AC 15?
14.
14. Oh, it does hit. So you're going to get hit with, what is that? The saw blade. So it's going to be 11 points of slashing damage, and it's going to flens you, so you're going to take some bleed. Tuppence gets his reactive strike.
I go down.
You go down. Tuppence is going to be a 29 to hit. The thing's frightened. It was off guard. That's a critical hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. He's going to smack it with his shield. That's 14 points of damage. It's dead.
Yay! Oh, thank God.
The thing just crashes to the floor. It's kind of prang, prang, and then just you see its head bounce off as blood starts pulling across the floor. Tuppence is like, yeah, see, you need me around, otherwise you will be dead.
Most of us are dying.
Creatures goes over. Bethilde, you've moved in the initiative order, and it is Minesh's go.
3 action heal.
You do a 3 action heal for
2.
2. The cloaks get a fortitude save. Fail. Both of them take 2 points of damage. One of them is looking pretty rough at this point. That's Minesh's go. Bertie, you've moved in. Are you still awake?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your go.
Am I still restrained?
It didn't maintain control of you, so no. They let go of you. Oh no, until you escape. So yes.
Can I just vitality lash it, the one that's been attacking me?
Yep.
Does he need a D11 flat check?
Yeah, you need a flat check to see if you can cast it.
Oh, because it's so close.
Because it's holding you, it's got you restrained.
Okay. 7 fail.
Okay. You just struggle. You can't get the spell off.
Can I just with my final action cast guidance on Tuppence?
Roll another flat check. Nope. It just not. You just struggle. It's got you pinned. It's got you trapped.
Just end up giving him the finger instead.
It's now Ulti's go. Ulti is going to step. She's going to just stand where she is. Actually, she's going to do a 3 action heal as well. She's going to do 1 point of healing.
Goodness sake.
But the first thing's going to fail, and the second one's going to fail. So both of them are going to take 1 point of damage. That is her go. It's now Tuppence's go. Tuppence strides over to the nearest one of these things.
He's got guidance as well.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, no, it doesn't go through. Goes a 17 to hit. That hits. Slashes it for 6 points of damage. Does a second attack. That is going to be 17 hits. That's another 7 points damage. The first one shreds in half. And Tuppence is like, oh yeah, I'm on a roll. No dwarf outscores me. That's Tuppence's go, though. Katarra, it's your go. You are conscious.
Yeah. Stand up. Grab the rapier.
Yep.
And then I presume I would be near one of the thingies.
It's across the room from you.
Oh.
You could throw the star knife at it.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
Okay. What would you like to do?
Abby.
No, because
Flashy, I suppose.
I can't because it was one action to stand up, one action to grab my rapier, and then it would be one action to move towards
Can you
it.
aid someone?
Yeah, I'll aid whoever's next in the initiative order.
How are you going to aid them?
I'll just be just intimidate the cloak.
Go for it.
That's a natural 15 plus 6, so 21.
21 against its... What is it? Its will, isn't it? Yeah, that's a success. It's frightened 1.
Cool. Okay, and that's my turn.
Okay, the next turn is its go. It's going to go for the person who's closest to it.
Which looks like it's ulti.
It attempts to attack Ulti. Poor Ulti. That's going to be a miss with a 14. Another miss with a 14. It's going to try one more time. That's a 9. It's got progressively worse there. That's the end of its go.
Sorry,
Probably
I should have
the end of its...
taken bleed damage as well.
You take 4 points of bleed damage.
I'm down
Roll
and
flat
I'm
check.
dying too. No, still got it, so I'm dying 3.
Oh, yes, you would... Wait, no, the bleed damage is what took you to unconscious. So you would only be at dying 2.
No, because I was wounded 1.
Yes, but it would only be... The bleed damage is what took you unconscious, so you'd only be at dying 2.
Right, okay.
Because that's what knocked you unconscious.
Right.
You would only go to dying 3 if you went unconscious and then took the bleed damage.
Okay.
Xander, it's your go.
Recall knowledge with a call to see what this thing's weak to.
Go for it.
18.
18. You think this is a shred skin. This is something's flayed flesh that has been used on some kind of necromantic ritual to turn it into basically the equivalent of a bag you put over somebody's head to suffocate them.
Yeah. Lovely. Do I know what it'd be particularly weak to?
Vitality.
Vitality. Oh, okay. Yeah, so just more like divine magics that I don't have.
Yes.
Okay, well, going to cast Phase Bolt at it.
Go for it. It's currently frightened 1.
Oh, great. 13.
Misses.
Yeah, I thought so. That's it. That's all my actions.
Bethilde, it's your go.
I'm dead. Not quite.
Oh, wait,
no.
You should have been in the radius of all those really bad heals.
Is it too late to shout specifically to Bertie to attack it with?
No, you can shout to Bertie.
Yeah, I'll attack it with Vitality Lash. Just, I shout something along those lines. Cool.
Vitality!
How much is the heal?
3 in total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from 2 hills.
Okay. That's enough then. Okay. Is anybody down then? No. Everyone's
Yeah.
yeah.
Katarra is down.
I'm dying too,
Okay.
and I'm still bleeding.
I point at. I turn around and I see her, and I'm sort of like, though. Not now. It's not your time. Not your time. And I cast stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you are no longer dying, but you are still unconscious.
Yeah.
0. Who's next in the initiative?
Next is Minesh.
And I'm going to shout, "Go get them, Death Leshy! Do your thing!" And I cast guidance.
Thank you.
Roll a flat check for your bleed.
19.
19. You're no longer bleeding, but you take 4 points of bleed damage and go unconscious. Dying 2. Minesh.
So Minesh is still having this cloak on her.
Yeah, the cloak
Right.
is on you, so you need to make a flat check if you don't try and escape from it.
you
So
wanna
casting a
cast
spell is going to be really hard.
It's not going to be really hard. It's DC 11.
Yeah, it's a 50% chance of casting a spell.
Well, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Well,
You
so,
tell him.
Sorry. So, do I need to do a flat check to get out to then cast or something?
No, it would be athletics or unarmed attack.
What do you mean? Sorry, to get out.
Yeah.
Yes, it'd be the escape action.
So athletics.
Okay, roll an athletics check.
21.
You managed to just grab hold of it and rip it off your head.
Okay, and then I'm going to cast Gouging Claw on it.
Okay.
And can I take guidance with this one? Or is it the first one, my first roll?
You can
Does-
apply it to this one. I'll let you apply
Yeah.
it to this one.
Thank you.
'Cause you didn't say you were using it, so.
I didn't use it last time. So that was...
It is frightened one.
That was only a 15.
Hits.
Okay.
Because of the frightened.
So it takes 2 slashing, but it does get 2 persistent bleed damage as well.
Can a cape bleed?
I
It can
rolled
bleed.
2 ones.
Nice.
2 persistent bleed. Okay. Minesh, that leaves you with 1 action, doesn't it?
Nope, because I got out first.
Oh, that's right. Bertie, it's your go.
So I'll hit that one with Vitality Lash then.
That's a 12 for fortitude, so fail.
Cool. So it's 8 Vitality damage.
Okay.
And then it's enfeebled 1 for failing.
It is not looking good.
Oh, is it still alive?
It's a gross
This one
cape
took
thing.
less damage than the other one.
Necromantic
and then I'm
flayed
just going to
flesh,
move
that's why.
over to Bethilde.
Okay, then you move to Bethilde. It's Ulti's turn. Ulti's going to Divine Lance with a natural 15 plus her modifier is going to hit. And then that is just 2d4. That's 6 points of damage. And you just watch it burn. A
First
hole
one's
goes
gone.
through it, and then it just drops to the floor. And she's like, "Well, I'm glad that's now over."
Was only one left, or was there a second
There was
one?
only one left. The other one had
Okay.
been sliced in part by tuppence.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm going to treat wounds
To me,
Okay.
please.
to Bethilde
Hey,
first.
do you want me to, yeah, I'll treat wounds on Xander.
Minesh, cover me in mud.
Immediately, Ulti is going to help Katarra because she's bleeding. So that is going to be a 16.
That is an 8.
Yeah, boy.
9.
16 points of healing, or
No, 16 for healing. 16 was her roll. So you're going to get 11 points of healing.
and the wounded condition's gone.
And the wounded condition is gone.
I'm going to treat my own wounds.
Tuppence, do some more healing on me, please.
You'll be
Um,
sick in a corner to get rid of sickening.
Yes, you can.
Sickened.
Tuppence is going to
Anyone
roll a
else need
21.
healing?
2 points of healing.
Thank you, Bertie. I feel much better, although I still feel a little bit,
What do I roll to do
rough.
this again?
I've got you, Bethilde.
Fortitude.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Fortitude. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you get rid of
That
the second.
is
Those mud packs are getting better.
12 points of healing.
Oh, I feel fit as a fiddle.
Could I have some, please?
Yes. No.
I'll try.
I rolled a 3.
Ow! You're making it worse.
Sorry,
oh,
there
no,
was-
you
there was
just poked her in the eye.
There were some stones in that mud. I'm sorry.
Governor, I
I,
don't think she knows how to work on humanoids. Plants, yes. Humanoids, no.
Hey, I
say
think
to
we're
me?
humanoid.
Worked all right for me.
Well, maybe there were some stones in it.
I get a crit success.
Or die 8 healing.
23.
Get me back up to full, thank you.
So, as you look around, there's the shattered remains of this automata and 2 shredded, flayed skins, which you now see look like they came off the torso of an elf and the torso of a halfling.
Can I investigate the skins first?
Okay, roll an Arcana check.
12.
Other than what you've already established, you don't particularly see anything new or any new information about. There's very little left. They've been shredded quite successfully.
Okay.
But they are just flayed skins taken off humanoids that have been animated in order to provide some kind of, you imagine, guard protection from here. They're a trick. They look in and then they attack.
Was it done here? Was there all their possessions here?
There doesn't appear to be anything in this room that could have done it, but that doesn't mean that there's not something through the only door in the room, which is to the north, the northwest corner.
I can. I'll be too busy investigating. I'll let everyone else go first.
Poor Beauregard, I don't think he enjoyed that.
Beauregard is
fight
like,
at all.
you see a little bit of spittle coming out of Beauregard's mouth.
And you remember what the taste of Beauregard was. But then you're like,
I've already
but you're
sicked
like
it all
throwing it
out.
off. You're like, no, it's okay.
Yeah. Actually, I looked at Bethilde. Why could I taste Beauregard when I woke up in that thing's arms?
Maybe you shouldn't lick him then.
I hadn't. What? Are
I
you saying
don't
I
know.
licked him?
I mean, I assume that that's normally how you taste something is by licking it.
Even riding Beauregard, have you seen me come up and lick it at all?
Well, I wasn't looking. I'm not looking at him all the time. I don't know what you do when my back's turned. Please don't lick my snail.
I'm not licking your snail.
That's what she said.
I don't know what kind of mollusk fantasies you have, but if you've got a fetish, can you please fulfill it outside
Yes,
of a
don't be
deadly
so
dungeon?
shellfish. Shell. I'm sorry, I've just been hit in the head.
You're not sorry. This is just who you are.
I mean, it is quite funny though, Mr. Xander.
He just looks down for a little bit too long of a time and just spits on the floor to get out more of the snail taste.
Can I investigate the automata?
Yeah, roll a perception check.
I open the door to the next room.
You open the door to the next room, and the smell of blood gets worse.
Oh,
25.
wonderful.
This automata, interestingly, its outer shell is still the brass plating that you expected to see, but beneath it is a weave of muscle and sinew that's been grafted into the gears. It was part living, part mechanical beast.
So is it similar to the echotomata that we faced
But
in the house?
but this looks like it's been something that's been built into, like it's been grafted onto. The equitomata was something that had been made from a humanoid. This looks like it's had flesh and muscle grafted into it, in the inverse kind of approach.
Just talk about that. Can I roll to see if I could figure out why it would be put into a machine as opposed to putting machinery into flesh?
Yes, you can roll Arcana, Crafting, Cultism.
Doesn't matter.
Bertie, the stench of copper, the coppery stench of blood is almost overpowering as you step into the next room. A cold chill runs down your spine as your eyes adjust to the gloom, taking in the stomach-churning sight of what a handful of lanterns illuminate. Dozens of bodies lie discarded unceremoniously in the northwest corner of the room, torn and defiled in unspeakable ways, missing skin and limbs and internal organs. A surgical table made of scrap metal, slick with the blood of too many victims, stands at the eastern end of the room. And waiting on the far side of the table is a nightmare figure. Perhaps once it was an automaton, like the ones you encountered at the entrance to the fairground. But now it's something else. Its tarnished brass plating is interspersed with still living skin. Muscle and sinew pulse and flex under the construct's armor, meshing with clockwork and gears in an impossible way. You glimpse functioning organs, lungs expanding and contracting, a heart that beats. A multitude of vocal cords are grafted to its neck. The metal of a previously smooth face has been altered, cut and mutilated to accommodate a pair of all too humanoid eyes. It stares across the room at you and says, "Welcome. I've been expecting you. You may call me Gale." And that is where we leave our episode.
You can find us on your favourite social media platforms. You'll find links in the description below.
Thanks as always to Syrinscape for the amazing atmosphere and music. Make sure you check them out at Syrinscape.com. You've just got to be using them at your gaming table because epic tales need epic music.
Thanks for listening. We've been Epic Tales and Critical Fails.